Hello and welcome to Introverted Indies. I'm Lydia Baker and I'm here with Jalen Tellis, and we're going to talk about his book Incursion. So, Jalen, would you like to tell us a little bit about your book and a little bit about you?
Yes. So my name is Jalen Tellis. I am a novelist and a screenwriter. Um, and about my book, Incursion, it is a sci-fi mystery thriller, which is my debut debut novel, which is right here, the cover, and it's about a conspiracy theorist on a quest to look for a missing ufologist, and where he finds out that there is a alien invasion that's happening in 10 days.
So, there's a countdown on.
Oh, yes, is a countdown where like basically he tries to warn the world about the invasion before the 10 days ends.
Excellent. So, what sort of inspired you? Have you always been a sci fi sort of fanatic, or is that sort of something that sort of just came to you with an idea?
Well, yeah, so like I sci-fi between sci-fi and thriller, sci-fi is my most favorite genre, whether
Mhm.
that's books or film. I love sci-fi. I feel like you can really do anything in sci-fi really, like it's very like unlimited. And I've always had this idea of wanting to make a sci-fi alien story like for years when since I was in middle school. And this concept where a guy finds evidence of alien activity and he tries to warn the world about this and he gets captured by the bigger up like the higher people in
Mhm.
reality, and that idea just really gelled in my head for a long time, and it never left. And I didn't know how to I didn't know how can I make this into a story, do a film, a screenplay, or even like a book. And when I started to be officially a published author, I was like, you know what, let's make this to a novel. And that's what happened. And just this just like the experience, the characters, everything about it, this new ideas started to just come
Mhm.
by. The whole experience with writing this book was just like amazing.
Excellent. So, you say it's your debut novel as well. Have you sort of had to go at any other things before? Or is this the first one that you felt was, the one that you were going to put out there?
Yeah, so it's right here. So I have my first book. My first published book is a black fantasy novella. It is Samurai Reborn, the Black Samurai, and this was actually my first published work right now. And that one's about a black samurai on a like a revenge journey to avenge his people and then his father. And that book, it just goes on, like it's basically about on self discovery, honor, and his legacy. And how much are you willing to let go of your past to become a better person and not let revenge take over you as a whole, basically. And after that, I just wanted to, with encouraging, I wanted to make a novel because I didn't like writing all novellas. I wanted to
Mhm.
make a full length, and just Incursion was the right story in mind. Even before writing this, I tried to write three or two other novels, which was never went fully through, like chapter five or whatever. So I'm like, I just don't know how to. I just don't know what to make. Then Incursion came in, like, you know what? Sure, let's work on this and see what happens.
Yeah, I think when that idea suddenly is the right one, it really just grows, doesn't it? It kind of like, I don't know about you, but I find I get ideas sort of coming, even when you're not thinking about it, and it just sort of is natural, isn't it? Almost the way the novel grows when it's the right one.
I feel like as a writer, I feel like if an idea is stuck in your mind like forever,
Mhm.
then that idea needs to be out. That's how I see it as a writer. I see, like, if you have an idea, because we have a lot of stuff on our mind. We have a lot of things in our mind going through rapidly, and we do come up with like thousands of ideas that works and it does not. And would I say that, there's no such thing as bad ideas? I would say not entirely. There's, like, as a writer, there's no such thing as bad ideas, but I would say if the idea that you come up with is so like you're obsessed with it to the point where like you cannot stop thinking about it. even if you even if you don't think about the idea, if that idea is still like in the back of your head, trying to be like the main focus, then that idea it needs to be out
Mhm.
somewhere. Someone needs to read this.
No, I agree. I know when I was writing a fantasy and I had an idea for a crime novel, and yeah, it just wouldn't leave me alone. I had to actually stop writing the other one, get some ideas down so I could get that like not out of my head, but get it down, and then I could go back to the other thing. So yeah, I get what you mean. Like it's there, it's got to come out, hasn't it? Otherwise, it just bugs you.
Exactly. Yes.
So you said you've got the samurai book and the incursion book. Are you working on anything else at the moment? Is there anything else in the pipeline?
I I'm working on a lot right at the moment. Like, I'm currently working on a screenplay right now, and I do have a new book, which is a horror novel coming out next year in February. That I wrote that like around October of last year, actually, and so I have that coming out next year. I have my screenplay. As for like writing a novel, I have ideas of my next of my third novel. I do have ideas. It's just I'm trying to take it like do one thing at a time. Just make
Mhm,
one as my priority right now. So it just because I'm like last year, I was publishing so much things at once, and I was just writing books all the time, which is great. I love it. But there's always limit. You like there's always a time where you should take a few steps back and really like make one thing as your priority. Your brain and your body can only take only can only do so much, and you just don't want to overwhelm yourself as a
mhm,
writer. Because I know as a writer, we all are in our heads a lot, and if you're always working, constantly working, then you're gonna be burned out, and that's what I felt doing that. I constantly worked. If I felt like if I wasn't writing anything, I would feel
mhm,
terrible. I would feel so bad, and I'm like, no, I gotta write something. I gotta write, and it was bad. So this year, my okay, bet I got Incursion coming out. I have my screenplay working on. Then I have a book already made and already been worked on with my team, and that's ready to go. This year, I'm gonna just relax a bit and take things slow.
mhm,
And I know not everybody is like that. Everybody wants to be like. I know everybody is like a workaholic. They just work, and it works for them. But some people, and this is advice I want to say to writers. It's never okay to overwork yourself because you're gonna be burned out and you're not going to
mhm,
enjoy the process as a writer. Some people hate writing, but they do it because they know they want to see the end result.
mhm.
And me, I love writing. I love the process. I love every minute of it. When I write something, I'm fully immersed with the story, and I think that's just a great experience.
And I think it's definitely a thing, isn't it? The guilt, feeling guilty if you've not written every day or done something every day. But actually, like you're right, you burn out and then you can't think of ideas, and then you get writer's block because you're dry, aren't you? It's yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a thing. So you are self-published. How have you found that process? Because I know, like you said, that obviously writing is a big part of it, but there's also the marketing and there's all the like the cover stuff and there's the editing. How do you find that whole process?
Well, I've been a published author, well, self-published author for a year now, and with that year going on, I had to really not only I had to navigate with the marketing era, but I had to find my voice
Mhm,
as a writer, find my style, find who how do I fit into this realm of self publishing, and I try other things. Even with marketing, I look at other authors and how they market their stuff, and I try to copy and paste that with my stuff to see if that works. Or I would come up with original ideas of how to market my things, like make trailers or make cool little reels about my book, or do cool like cool photoshopping the books just to
Mhm.
try things out, and try to do giveaways or anything in that nature to really like put myself out there. Because with marketing, you can't. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just try to find a great creative way to do what you do. And I think yes, it's hard because there's so much things going on, like with books coming out
Mhm.
every day, and it's hard to really like crack that code. But really though, it just try new things, try newer stuff to really like make it fresh, make it I would say make it interesting. And with self publishing, and with like editing, I found the right team. I love them a lot. They're very great, talented people that I work with. They really make they make the books better in a way. Like, I first drafts, they work on their magic and they just make the whole thing sound better, readable, and amazing. And I just love my team so much. And even like a few years down the line is gonna be like I'm gonna probably expand better with other teams and just make like I would say a whole group of us, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you need that team around you, don't you? You need all the people to bring it together. I mean, the writing obviously is the main bit, but I think people don't realize there's so many other aspects, aren't there? That people sometimes think you just write a book and then pop, put it on Amazon, but it's a whole process, isn't it? It's a lot of other
Yeah.
things.
It's definitely like even when I was going on, I like my first experience with marketing and with like finding an editor, it was so damaging to me because I felt like, man, I'm not my work is not being viral, is not getting enough likes or whatever, and I felt so discouraged, and it was to the point where I thought about going trad because the publishing is not working. Like this is not working. So I thought about going trad, but it was like I'm only in this industry for a few months now. It's I'm not going to be a famous author just like that.
Yeah.
And that's not the goal. You know, that should not be the goal for me. I just want to write and
Mhm.
have my work be out there so that someone out there who needs to read my work can read it and love it. And I sort of try to learn that, try to, be better at those mistakes and try to, you know, really sit down and see like where do I fit in? What do I want? What's the end goal in
Mhm.
this career of mine? And what do I want to achieve? And that is some like the question that you need to ask yourself as a self-published author, because self-publishing, there's a lot of work to do, and you're not going to go viral overnight, or that should not be your main goal to be viral. Because if you go viral, then being viral only happens one time. You
Mhm.
want to have that long term audience, readers to read your book all the time, no matter how long you don't write or you publish a book. You want to have that loyal readers who will always read your work no matter what. So that's just how I see it in self publishing, where it's going to be hard, it's difficult, but you just have to work around it, try new things in marketing, meet new people, meet other
Mhm.
authors, and find the right team for editors, and just write, just do it and publish it, and be humble too, you know, and be you, be yourself, find your voice, and don't try to don't try to look for validation from people, because not a lot of people are gonna like your work, and you can't make everybody happy, and it's like that shouldn't be your goal. Like you want to write a book that everybody in the world can like, which that shouldn't be the case. You should want to I want to write a book where whoever reads it will like it, and whoever doesn't, sure, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm still grateful that you even read it and you even took a chance at my work. Even if you didn't like it, I still thank you for even giving it a chance.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I think a lot of the authors that I've spoken to, none of them have said that their goal is to, well, I mean, everyone would like to have their books out there and known by lots of people and well read and in all the bookshops, but no one has said that that's their like the reason for getting into writing. Everyone has said they just want their stories out there. I think it
Yeah.
makes such a nice community because not everyone's not trying to sort of tread on each other or like one up each other. It's for what I've experienced, it's a community of people that want to help each other. And, you know, if someone's sold 3 books, people are going to cheer for them. If they've sold 500 books, people are still going to cheer for them. It's that community of sort of support, which I think, I don't know what it's like in traditional publishing, but in indie publishing, it seems like a very supportive community.
Yeah. And I would say like the community with self-publishing is so great, you know, even like for this whole year so far, I've met so many authors that, you know, and some were, you know, good experience, some were bad, you know, it's just it is what it is. It's like that's life, you know. You're not going to be friends with any every particular person, but just to be in a community with other people like you that wants the same thing as you do, that
Mm-hmm.
loves writing, storytelling, like it feels so great because you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
That like these other people have the same feeling, like I'm scared of writing this, or I feel overwhelmed, I feel this, I feel that. Like you are not alone in this, and you can make new friends. You can build friendships with other authors, and you guys can build like lift each other up in hard times like this. You know, because as a writer, you're going to doubt yourself. You are. And
Mm-hmm.
like no matter how long you've been, you're going to doubt yourself a little bit, just
Yeah.
a little bit. But there's always that main confidence that you have. Like you know what, I don't care. I love doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you know, with a author that I'm group for friends with, his name is Victor Cambina. He has his first novel coming out next Friday on the 28th. We've been friends for almost 2 years now. This year will be 2 years, and he's been just a great friend of mine. Even outside of being an author, just a great friend in general. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
basically my reason when it comes with book writing. And you know, I always go to him with advice, like what should I do, this or that, or you know, if I feel discouraged, he's like the first person I would go to for help or you know a talk to, you know, to vent. And same with him, he always come to me at a time like that. So it's always that it always feels great to find the right people in this community to feel like man I'm not alone and I can have someone that I can relate to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know that's how my co-host Lucy and I. That's how we met. We both were with small publishers and hadn't had the best experience, and we kind of connected over that experience. And yeah, you know, we talked to each other about everything, and we've started this like YouTube channel. And yeah, it's fantastic having someone who knows what you're going through and understands the process and all those things, and you can just sort of say to them, yeah, today was not great for whatever reason, and they get it, don't they? Whereas obviously all the other people that I know, the non-author people, are wonderful and amazing, but they don't always understand some of the authory things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
You know? So you know,
It does.
it's even like some of the like rejections. I did a bit of querying for one of my books, and obviously, you know, everyone around my family is very supportive, and but some of the rejections had some really good things in them, and I could share that with my author friends and they were excited about that, whereas other people are like, well, it's a rejection. You're like, no, but it's a good rejection.
Yeah.
You know, it's that funny kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's good. The author community is good. So you say you screenwrite as well, so how do you find that different to like novel writing? Do you prefer one over the other, or do you kind of put time into both of them?
I put time to both of them. I feel because I did screenwriting first. Like I, you know, before being an author, I was a director. I wrote short films like homemade short films in mind. Like
Mhm.
I have my friends and family to just feed my films. I mean, they're not out no more. They're gone. But before I did, wrote screenplays before, and as a being an author, I think because it's funny because when I first wrote the Black Samurais, the Samurai Born, like the first version of it was terrible because I wrote it as like it was a screenplay. Like it
Mhm.
was like because I was so still like immersed with screenwriting, and this was my first ever published book, and that comes like with you learn from others, you learn from other books, you read books, you learn from that, and you just take the time to really I would say like study the
Mhm.
craft of writing fiction and novels, and that's how I basically like separated both screenwriting and novels. And as far as which one I like better, no, I would say which one is easier. I would say screenwriting is way more easier than writing a novel, in my opinion, because as a novel, even though both are great, I love writing both formats. It just a novel you have to really like be you have to be very detailed. You have to like
Mhm.
really write the visually because you're the reader gonna be reading it and they have to like imagine this that scene. So you have to
Mhm.
be very detailed on what's going on. Show the reader how your character is feeling, or show the reader the look of the world that you built, and show the reader the emotions of the character and the emotions around them. With with the movie screenplay, you're like only the director is going to show the visually towards film.
Mhm.
I say screenwriting is like a blueprint of a film. So you only have to just write the action, the dialogue, good writing, and just let the director do the rest. Him or they direct the actors, show the visually is everything. So I would say screenwriting is way easier. Or some
Mhm.
people who does write both books and screenplays, they would probably say that books are harder. They would say screenwriting. Like it's just everything is like subjective, so it's different. It depends on like on who you ask
Mhm.
in that sense.
Yeah. So you say, do you like to read in the genre that you write, all the sci-fi and the thriller type things, or do you sort of like to write? Because you write a few different genres from what you were saying.
Yeah, so as for books, I would love to write more genres like, be out of the realm of sci-fi and thriller or even
Mhm.
horror, fantasy. I have ideas for, wanted to make even a romance novel. I want, that's something I want to, do. I want to like so like see what can I do, and like far as like making a romance novel or even a YA story
Mhm.
or something in that nature, so I'm always up for wanting to like explore other genres. Don't stick with just one. And I wouldn't say that I'm just a horror writer or like a thriller writer, or I wouldn't say I'm like a fantasy writer. I'm a
Mhm.
writer that writes whatever a story means to me.
Yeah.
You know, rather that's just thrillers or fantasies or romance. Like it just depends on the story, and if the idea needs to be written or needs to be out there. You know, and I would say even though I love horror, I grew up watching horror. I grew up with horror media for years, and I love sci-fi. I love fantasy. I love thrillers. But I still want to explore around it, just not one, just want to do
Mhm.
multiple things. And I know as an author who writes more than one genre, it will be kind of hard because like okay, dang, like I don't know what to read because this author
Mhm.
has so many genres and so much things to do. But if you like certain tropes in a book, then read this. Like if like just like if you like certain things in your book, then read this or this. You know, there's always options for a lot of readers.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've written some sci-fi and some fantasy, but I've also now written a crime novel, and I'm on my second one in the series. So I was thinking I'd probably go for a pen name for the crime ones, so they're kind of separate, but they're still mine. I don't know, I don't want people to I guess just expect me to write fantasy and then I've got something else. I thought, well, if I split the two and have a pen name for the crime stuff and then my own name for the fantasy stuff, I can kind of have two different sides, if that makes sense. And sort
Yeah,
of, because it's all the marketing, isn't it, and all that sort of thing. It's like they say, your social media and whatever should reflect like your books, but the fantasy and crime are so like different. It's quite hard things to put in there. So yeah, I think I'll probably try and use a pen name when it comes to publishing stuff. Have you ever considered anything like that when it comes to writing different genres?
I have. Like I really thought about doing. I actually thought about like should I? Because I have so many stories that's like in the draft right now that's like not even done. Like some are done or some's not done. You know, I have two novels that I've written that's like halfway or not even like finished, and I'm just like, should I have a pen name like the other pen name? I should just put those books on that pen name just to have a book coming out like that. And then it's still the idea is still in my mind, and I would love to do that, but I don't know. Is because I don't want to just to have two like in me personally. I don't want to have two like two um identities.
Hmm.
Like I'm here and this is also his. Like I'm this, I'm that. It's like it would feel weird for me. It can kind of feel weird. So like I would rather just have one, just me, just one like one published name, which is my real name, and just put books on that name. Like I really don't like. To me, you know I do respect, or I do understand why a lot of authors have pen names to like
Hmm.
just protect their personal life, and that's great. And for me, it's only like a reason like why do you want a pen name? Why do you want a pen name for? And a lot of writers will say just to separate my real name to just this, and that's cool. For me, I really have no reason to just I have a lot of books that are in the draft that you want to put out so quickly. And but I mean, if years down the line, if I do think about like, okay, sure, I'll do a pen name. I will do a pen name. Just right now, it's not really in my interest to have a pen name as of right
Hmm.
now. Like the future is bright, so who knows if I 5 years down the line, I'm like, you know what? Let's do a pen name. Sure, then I have a pen name. As for I do got a name. I do have a
Hmm.
name in mind for a pen name. I have a name. I can't say it now.
No.
I can't say it. I can't say it right now, but the name is so cool. I like it. It's so cool. And if I ever do have a pen name, it will
Go
be
on.
it will be revealed on that day.
Yeah. Like, you can understand why people like J.K. Rowling and people like that use a separate name because they're so known for, kids' books, magical books, to then write something like crime. It's you kind of expect it to be like Harry Potter. So you can understand why people like that choose to do separate. Or, if people write sort of erotica or things like that and they want to kind of be, separate from that, you can kind of understand that as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a
And
good one.
I do understand from a traditional publishing standpoint where like your name, and I have strong opinions on I do have strong opinions on traditional publishing, not the authors but like the companies itself.
Hmm.
But I do understand like your name's your brand, and if you
Yeah.
write just horror thrillers or sci-fi fantasy, just write that. Your name is a part of that genre. Like yes, this
Hmm.
guy, you know he writes just novels, or this woman, like they write just this genre. And if you just out of nowhere, just like if you write just horror out of nowhere, you just write, hey guys, I have a fantasy novel. a fantasy novel coming out. Like, wait, what? That's new. That's
Hmm.
random. Okay, so yeah, it will throw people off. It will throw people because they so used to you writing in this genre, and but like you want to try something new. Like, okay, I want to write fantasy, and you're scared because that's fans would not like that. Your readers, not fans, your readers would not like
Hmm.
that, and that does suck. It does suck so bad because like I admire writers who wants to try something new, try a new genre, but it's like they're so scared because they're scared of how their readers going to react to it, and it might not sell as great as much as what your main genre it is, and that
Hmm.
does it sucks so bad. And I feel so bad because like it's never bad to wanting to do new things.
No,
Never
I
bad.
agree.
Is it a risk? Of course, yes, it's a risk. But you can say I at least I did it. At least I tried something new on my terms. And that's what's great about self publishing because like you can do whatever you want. Like you
Hmm.
can do whatever you like self publishing. You can write whatever you want. Publishing you can do whatever you want. Like everything is unlimited as a published writer,
Yeah.
and that's just that.
Yeah, I agree. It's like with traditional publishing, I feel that there are sort of genres or tropes or things like that that are popular. And I wouldn't want to be sort of forced into writing what is popular at the time. Like I said, with self-publishing, you can write, your novel might not be what's hot at the moment, but you can still write it and still put it out there and still find your readers and not have to follow trends, which I think is great because I don't necessarily want to write what's popular at the moment. I don't necessarily want to write sort of fairy smuts. So it's liberating to be able to, and some people do, and that's great, and that's fine. That's their thing. That's no problem at all. But it's not necessary for me, which is the good thing about indie publishing is that, like you said, you can be yourself and write what is, true for you, which is a good thing. So
It's great. It's
yeah.
great.
So,
Amazing.
did you ever sort of consider traditional publishing at all in your writing journey?
I have like earlier I thought about what I like is traditional the main thing, should I even do that, should I just because it would be easier for me, marketing would be easier for me because I won't be alone in marketing. But I realized that when I did my research on both traditional and self-publishing, it was like, no, self-publishing it's me, like it works for me a lot more better. Would it be harder for me? Yeah, I would. But it's just about the control and just full control on your writing and your marketing, and just do whatever you want. And yes, there will be because both things, self and trap, it does come with risks. It does come with cons. Both of them does. Like we go traditional, yes, you know have help
Hmm.
editors to do it for you. You don't have to spend no money, but you will make less, and you will have less control of what you write and what you market.
Hmm.
Like with self publishing, you have full control. Writing, marketing, wherever you have full control, but you have to spend your own money on editors, on
Yeah.
marketing, a lot. And but hey, you earn more money. That's fine. So both formats is just there's cons of it. It just
Hmm.
what do you want as a writer? And even though I have my opinions, strong opinions on like transition publishing, I would never be opposed to a author friend about going there. Like, yeah, go ahead. That's you.
Hmm.
You feel like you want to do that traditional, but I just want you to like just do your research and know what you want as a writer, where you want to go as far as your career.
Hmm.
So I'm friends with some authors that are traditional, and I'm friends with people that are self-publishing. It is like it just depends on the person. And but even though I have my opinions, I still respect authors going on their own journey in life. And it just like I just me personally, I would never go traditional. I can't. It's not for me, and just my experience or like my research I found, research I
Hmm.
read, with certain stuff with traditional, it's just I just don't have the respect for the companies. I don't, and I feel like as like going self-publishing, being independent, is a good thing for me, and I do want to show writers that who wants to be independent. Yeah, this works for you. Like this works, and don't be afraid of doing this. Yes, that there will be risks. There will be cons on this, but you just have to work around it and really like find your way into
Hmm.
this anyway.
Yeah, and I think with traditional, people think that you're just going to get picked up and then suddenly it's all done for you and that's it, you're a bestseller. But actually, I know a lady who was picked up by Penguin and she still had to do all her own marketing, still had to organize her launch, still had to do all those kinds of things. And actually, you're still doing as much work half the time. And like you said, you get less of the profit from it, which is obviously not as good either. But also, I think in the indie and with the Indian traditional, when I've self-published in 2017, indie was still kind of looked down on a little bit, whereas now I think that's changed a lot. Like it's not,
Yeah.
it's almost like level pegging with traditional. Like, there are so many amazing independently published books that actually it's not looked down on anymore. It's more validated, if that's the right word. It's it's more accepted, and it's yeah, people understand that independent books are as good, if not better, sometimes than some of the.
Yeah.
I've read a few traditionally published books and thought, how was that published? Like that's awful.
I even like and it's too there's this like the stick that like if you read a any book like there like it's just the errors because there's gonna be a lot of grammar errors, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's just not gonna sound good. It's gonna it's not gonna read better. I read two thriller novels of authors that I admire. I'm not gonna say who, but I read two authors, and I found like three or four errors in their book, and I was like, "Come on now, like you guys have editors yourselves that works for your
Mhm.
books, and there's errors in your books. Like, come on, like we're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all human. We all make mistakes. Is fine. Not every book is perfect. Not every novel is perfect. No matter if you're self publishing or trad. We're all human. We're not robots.
No.
We're not AI.
No.
Even though AI, we're not AI. So we're human. We make mistakes, so it's fine. But I was just laughing like this is this is hilarious. It's funny, but yeah.
So for you with your writing, are you the sort of person who likes to plot your books out and have it all sort of set out, or you kind of just like a let the characters take you? What's your kind of writing style?
So I don't outline my books. I don't outline at all. I'm more of a pantser. That's a
Hmm.
word they say that I let the ideas align in my head. Like even before writing the book, I know how the story starts and ends. But there's times where I'm writing, ideas change. And there's times where most times the ideas are way better than what I thought about before. Like, wait, this is great. Like with Incursion, before writing it, the ending was different. Like the ending was so different
Hmm.
than now. And when I was writing the book, when I was like really like closer to the ending, whole thing changed. Like, wait, this idea is amazing. It's perfect. So like bet. So I just wrote the idea, wrote the new idea, and it was one of the best choices I made ever because my team loves it. Everybody who read the book early, they loved the ending, and it was great. So I sort of like I just let the ideas flow on its own, and let the idea just go through the flow in my head. And if it works, it works. It doesn't. If it don't, it don't. And when I'm writing, it just comes to me. It just comes like just comes
Hmm.
out, and I'm really immersed with it. I'm like really like it's like I'm going through the journey with my characters that I wrote. It's so weird. It's so fun. Like it's
Hmm.
like it's like as I'm writing it, it's like I'm getting to know them
Yeah.
personally in a way, and just how my writing style is. I'm really just these characters that I write is like I don't say this is I feel so much empathy with them, with how much they're going through in these stories, and it's just the world that I've created. It's just like you're right next to them when you're reading the story,
Hmm.
and then as a writer, it's like I'm the first person that's reading this book, and I'm already feeling like, man, this is amazing. I cannot wait. I can't wait for that next chapter. You know, even when with the ideas going in my head, I know every plot line, and when writing it, I get so happy. Like I'm excited to like return to that scene that I had
Hmm.
in my head for months. It just and the thought and like the process of going to that scene. It's like I cannot wait to write. So when that scene comes, it's like I'm here. Let's go. I'm ready. And it's great. Like
Yeah.
being a writer is amazing. It's just a great experience, a great thing.
Yeah. No, I think it's. I know it's an itch that you couldn't not scratch. Like it's something I couldn't not do. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You kind of I couldn't imagine not writing. Something would feel missing if I didn't do it. So yeah. What was I going to say? It's completely gone. Anyway, so your books are they on Amazon? Because I know Incursion came out recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
Incursion. By the time when probably by the time this interview is up probably it's already out. It's already out right now. Incursion is out on all stores, Amazon, Barnes Noble, any other bookstores
Yeah.
online. And yeah, and so of course, as well as my other novella, Summer Reborn, is also out on Amazon and Barnes Noble, the main stores, everything.
Excellent. And do you have like a website or a newsletter or anything that people can subscribe to keep it up to date with your books?
I do. My website is janatellisbooks.com, and newsletter. I haven't done a newsletter in like a year. It's been, but I am thinking about going back to it. I'm thinking about doing that one again to just to be busy, just having that out there, and whoever does subscribe, enjoy the fun, enjoy the story, enjoy the like the whole shtick of it. Because when I was doing it, this was when I was like fresh into the self publishing thing,
Mhm.
and I felt so like the discouraged because nobody was like nobody was subscribing to it, and I felt like I was just putting out newsletters to no one. So like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop it, just worry about my writing, and that's it. Now I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep doing it just to do it.
Mhm.
Just pretend there's someone there. Someone, hey, there we go. And just says because like when someone does do it, when someone does tend to subscribe to my new newsletter, great, amazing. And oh my god, he posted the newsletter on email, and I think you shouldn't be discouraged on because you don't have because when you're a new writer, you're not gonna have hundreds of new readers. You have to start from the bottom,
Mhm.
work way out to the top, and find yourself, find your voice, and find what you like as like an author. And even if you're gonna have to promote or put out newsletters and not have nobody that's seen it. But once someone does, like one or two people see it, that's better than none. No,
Yeah.
even if you get one person subscribing to your newsletter, that's great. Like that's like you're going up, you're
Mhm.
improving. So
Yeah, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? Like, and no one starts at the top, do they? Everyone starts at the bottom. So, and I mean, I know that someone was saying that honestly, you kind of by the time you've got like a stack of books behind you, that's when you start to get the more success and the more followers because people read one book and then they realize that you've got a back catalogue of books, and that's when you start to get more reads and get more sales, and it just takes time, doesn't it? It takes a process. No one's sort of a bestseller overnight sort of thing. So yeah, and like you said before, it's not about being that bestseller, is it? It's about getting your stories into the world and your voice in the world and the things yeah, like I said, the ideas that you just got to get out there.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say like, of course, have that goal. Like, yeah, my goal, my life goal is to be a bestseller.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I'm not saying don't have that goal. It
No, no.
just don't make that goal your biggest, like your number one priority. Because let's say if you don't reach that goal, you're going to feel so bad because like you haven't reached that goal. So I would say like make that your goal, make that a dream, like make that your goal. Like yeah, my goal, my lifelong goal is to be a bestseller. That's me too. My goal, I want to be a bestseller. Of course I want to, but I'm not having that as like my all time just biggest goal in the world. And like if I don't ever reach that goal, then I quit. I'm done. Like no,
Mhm.
like re- relax, just focus on writing your work and building yourself up. And once you get the groove of everything, then to start make your way up. And I promise you that goal yours will come because I
Mhm.
believe anybody can be a bestseller. It just how much are you willing to go to reach that goal? And of course, be healthy. Not oversell your mental health. Put yourself first, no matter what. But it's like you just have to be humble, and you just have to find other ways to reach that goal rather than just making that your all time
Mhm.
priority. Because with me, I have other goals in my life that that they're way more important. And but as like being a bestseller, like I know that they will come. It just I'm not putting too much stress on myself for putting that like to reach that.
Mhm. Yeah, so that has a detrimental effect, doesn't it, on your writing and your joy of writing as well, if you have that pressure on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
sorry,
I'm
Karen.
sorry.
No, no,
No, I was gonna say like as far as like if you're a new writer and you're having your debut novel out, it's like it's like I would say putting unrealistic goals in your career. Like as your debut novel, you're like, yeah, I want my goals to have 15K sales. Like that made a lot of sales. Like I want to have like 15K, 20K, or like 800. That like whatever that means sales.
Mhm.
And once that book comes out and you sales is not that goal, you're going to feel bad.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like you lost everything. And I would say that just I would say that just set grounded, humbling, and just realistic goals for yourself. That way you won't like you won't be sad or you won't feel bad by yourself if that goal doesn't meet your what you want.
Mhm.
Anyway, like Incursion, I'm not worried about sales on. I mean, I hope people buy it and read it, but
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about sales. Whoever reads it. I'm just putting myself out there and just doing what I can. And if someone like, oh, this book sounds interesting, let me buy it. They buy it, and
Mhm.
that's it. I mean, I would love to have my books be like 5,000 sales. Like that would be amazing,
Yeah.
and it will come. It will come. It will happen. It just I'm not having that unrealistic like goal of mine to have that. I know it's going to take time to engage more readers as I go,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And doing things like this, coming on like interviews and newsletters and all that stuff, it helps, doesn't it? It gets indie voices out there, and that's kind of what we're aiming for with Introverted Indies, just to give people a platform because we understand how big a world it is out there, the book world and the writing world, and there are so many books that it feels like a sea, doesn't it? An ocean sometimes of awesome books and awesome authors, and like you're just bobbing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, just to finish off, would you like to just read us the blurb of your book Incursion so people can get a little taste of your novel?
Sure.
Yeah,
Right here. Let me read it. Okay. In the gripping pages of this unraveling tale, delve into the world of Riley Morrison, a YouTube conspiracy theorist on a quest to investigate the enigma of the missing ufologist Timothy Hall. Morrison embarks on a quest that will send shivers down his spine. Unearthed secrets are laid bare. Morrison digs deeper into Hall's mysterious disappearance, unraveling a web of intrigue that leads him to a startling revelation. A profound discovery of evidence pointing to an imminent extraterrestrial incursion to unfold in 10 days. With heart pounding suspense and brilliant storytelling, this mesmerizing account will take you on an extravagant journey as Marson races against time to expose the truth. Can you decipher the clues and save humanity from a impending alien invasion? Prepare to be enraged and hold your breath as the clock ticks down.
fantastic. That sounds excellent. Brilliant.
Thank you.
So, Jalen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so great. And so people can grab your books on Amazon. And yeah, no, that's been great. Is it on KU as well, or is it just Amazon?
It is. KU, yes, it is. It's on KU, Amazon, um, also about Barnes Noble ebooks around everywhere.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been really great to chat to you, and good luck with all your books.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm very grateful, very honored to be here, and thank you for everyone who is watching the interview. And I hope everyone has a good day, including yourself.
Super. Thank you, Jalen.